Going to one of the other teams in the West, the top of the West is gonna be Houston. Now, Houston is in I think about as good a situation as you'd want them to be. They had that really bad injury early on with Fred VanVleet going out. I think during training camp, so they're missing their main point guard for the majority of the season, and they've done really well. They dropped those first two games to OKC and Detroit, and now in retrospect, it's like if you're dropping two games, drop it to the two best teams in both of the conferences. So since then, they've been playing really high level basketball. I think the only other big loss might have been to San Antonio last week or 2 weeks ago. But again, you're losing to a really good team. They had a great win against Orlando a night or two ago. Um, and I just think they have all the pieces to be a championship level team. And this week, they kind of have a championship level matchup where they're playing Cleveland, who, even though Cleveland hasn't played as well as they started last season, I think they're going to get back into conversations for being the best team in the East, right alongside Detroit. So they got Cleveland early, and then later in the week they got they got they got Denver, and Denver's gonna be a pretty big game because Denver right now is playing like the other. In my opinion, I think they're playing like the second best team in the league, just under OKC. And this is gonna be, I think, their best opportunity to kind of get a feel for a team who doesn't have any health issues. And that's a big thing too. I feel like a lot of these matchups, even though it's important to think about, what does this mean, all of this, most of these Western Conference teams haven't played the other team when they've been fully healthy. And Houston wasn't able to play San Antonio when they were fully healthy because I think San Antonio was missing Harper and Fox. And Houston wasn't able to play OKC when they were healthy because they were missing J-Dub and a handful of players. Houston wasn't able to play Detroit when they were healthy because Ivy was missing. So Denver's going to be their first opportunity to probably play against a team. And I know Christian Brown just got injured, but for the most part, their other key pieces are staying healthy. And I think it's just going to be a really good heavyweight matchup. And I think this is going to be an opportunity for Houston to be able to have kind of a little bit of a more chill week where you're playing only two teams, but they're really high level teams. And I think that's going to be really good for them because that's way more of like a reflection of like playoff basketball too, where you're not playing 4 games a week. You're playing 2 games, 3 games, but they're really high level games. So I think best case scenario, 2-0, 2-0. And I think that's really realistic for them. But I think the minimum expectation is you gotta beat one of Cleveland and Denver. And right now, KD struggled a little bit offensively, kind of here and there, but it seems like he's really getting into like the groove with Houston, building chemistry. I'm liking the men at the PG. It feels like they're such a difficult team to do anything on with the boards. Because I was just watching them last game, they were getting third, fourth, fifth opportunities at the basket because everybody in their lineup, apart from Reed Shepard, is 6'7" and up. So they're going to be a team that's going to be really difficult for anyone to match up with because they're so aggressive on the offensive boards. It's been really good to see Sengun um, continue to progress. I mean, he was a first-time All-Star last season. Seems like he's a lock to be an All-Star this season, and it'll just be good to see what Houston can do this week. They got um, hard matchups, but only 2 matchups. So hopefully they can come out of this week 1-1, and then hopefully you can catch me on my stream on Friday night where it's going to be Denver versus Houston.